Good morning, Mizzou fans. Gabe DeArmond here, finishing out your week with PM in the AM for Friday, July 25th. Assume most of you guys saw yesterday, Missouri announced a one-year contract extension for head football coach Eli Drinkwitz. No surprise, needed to be done, well done. If anything, honestly, surprised it wasn't for a little bit longer term. But either way, Drinkwitz now locked up through the 2029 football season. I use the term locked up loosely because we all know in contracts in college sports, not exactly locked up. They're there until you want to find a way to break them. If Drinkwitz wants to leave, he'd owe Missouri $5 million this year. If Missouri wants to fire Drinkwitz, which it clearly does not, it will owe him 75% of the remaining guaranteed money on the contract, which as of today would be about $35 million. Obviously, neither of those things on the radar for the short term. Nobody can say what's going to happen in 2 or 3 years, but this contract, this extension, amendment, whatever you want to call it, the third such agreement Missouri and Drinkwitz have signed since he was named head coach in December of 2019. And it indicates to me a happiness on both sides with how things are going. Obviously, why wouldn't Missouri be happy with Eli Drinkwitz? 21-5, recruiting at a level we haven't seen at Mizzou. Hard to find any fault with much of anything he has done, especially in the last 2.5 years or so. On Drinkwitz's side, he's got $250 million stadium expansion. He's got a pretty good NIL operation. He's got a board and an athletic director who support pretty much anything he does and gives him pretty much anything he wants. And he is the most important and powerful person on Missouri's campus. Why wouldn't he be happy with things on that side? Everything feels pretty copacetic, pretty kumbaya right now with Missouri football. On a larger scale, it kind of made me think Drinkwitz obviously locked in, again, locked in the wrong term, but Missouri in good shape, has its head football coach as long as he wants to be here for the relatively near future. On the basketball side, and I know this because of Drake, like I understand the scars are still there with this fan base. The view of Dennis Gates isn't the same from the fan base as it is of Eli Drinkwitz, but Dennis Gates in good shape. Like he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Dennis Gates isn't going to get fired next year. Maybe if he went 0-19 again, I don't think anybody sees that happening. But the momentum he's building on the recruiting trail probably buys him even a little more leeway. So, look, you're only as good as your next contract. Everybody in college sports is on a one-year deal, right? But seems pretty stable right now in the two main sports for Missouri. Football, men's basketball. I mean, I think about the best you can say of anybody is, yeah, they should both have at least 2 years left here. And Missouri's two main coaches should have at least 2 years left here. Certainly, the indication, the way it looks right now, is that both will be here longer than that. But again, it's a weird business and things happen. If you want to throw in women's basketball as kind of a third major sport, Kelly Harper, obviously going to be here for at least 4 or 5 years. I can't remember the exact length of her contract, but just getting started, hasn't coached a game. She is in no danger for a while. Recruiting seems to be going fairly well. So those three sports, Missouri, stability at a place that hasn't often had a ton of stability, maybe in the last few years. Now, if you want to get into the spring sports, baseball, softball, you want to talk about when Brian Smith might decide to hang it up. That's kind of a different deal, but we're talking the big sports here. A lot of stability. I think reason for Missouri fans to feel pretty comfortable about the hands those programs are in. So just kind of wanted to expand a little bit on Eli's new deal that was announced on Thursday. I think he signed it significantly before then, but announced on Thursday. That's when we all officially found out. Next time we talk, Missouri's preseason football camp is going to be underway. We will have a media day with Drinkwitz, coaches, players on Sunday afternoon. The first practice at 11 a.m. Monday morning. We will be there throughout. You can sign up over at Power Mizzou. Best time of year to be a subscriber. Also appreciate you hanging out here. Like, comment, share, and subscribe while you are here. We'll talk to you Monday or, sooner if news demands. Thanks for hanging out.